This is a broadcast of SmallCapVoice.com, a financial communications and investor relations firm. SmallCapVoice.com receives payment for investor relations and financial consulting services that it provides to its clients. You should assume that officers, directors, and employees of SmallCapVoice.com or financial analysts mentioned and their families hold a position and intend to trade in these securities for their own accounts. This is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell securities. Information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be, nor should it be construed as, investment advice. As in all investments, an investment in the featured company carries an investment risk. Listeners should review the company thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This broadcast does not purport to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used and statements of fact have been obtained from the featured company and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by SmallCapVoice.com as to completeness or accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice.
You're wired in. SmallCapVoice.com. Following is a presentation of SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support. Now, with your online business briefing, SmallCapVoice.com's Stuart T. Smith.
Welcome one, welcome all to this online business briefing brought to you by SmallCapVoice.com. And as you just heard, I'm your host, Stuart Smith, and we are once again shining the spotlight on some of the smartest plays in the small and microcap market. And today we're joined for the very first time by Brazil Minerals Incorporated. The company's traded on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol BMIX. And we're joined today by the chairman and CEO of the company, Mark Fogassa. Mark, how are you today?
I'm well, Stuart. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by and speak to your company's shareholders as well as our listeners here at SmallCapVoice.com. Now, for those listeners who may not be familiar with the company, tell us what BMIX does.
Absolutely. Brazil Minerals is a U.S. corporation with mineral resources and assets in Brazil. It is a company that has revenues from the production of diamonds and gold from its mines in Brazil. Its business model is quite simple. We get rough diamonds and gold essentially daily from our mines. The gold is easily sold locally, and the rough diamonds are highly sought after. We have more buyers requesting to buy all of our production for the year and more than we can satisfy, which is a great situation to have. The previous owner of our mine, a Canadian public traded company that developed the property and built its sophisticated plant, had revenues of more than $10 million per year. This property is called Duas Barras. Duas Barras was their main source of revenues, and they achieved a market cap valuation of $400 million. Differently from that previous owner that only sold rough diamonds, what we intend to do is also sell polished stones. Therefore, we're taking now rough diamonds, having them cut and polished in Brazil for roughly $50 per stone, exporting them to the United States, having them graded at the Gemological Institute of America, or GIA, the premier laboratory for grading and certification of diamonds in the world. And on our first lot, the average value achieved by these diamonds that are cut and polished and certified was $5,400. So, Stuart, our business model is quite simple. We sell everything we produce, and now we want to sell higher margin products such as polished diamonds. Furthermore, because of our strong local team and capabilities in the capital markets in the United States, we are also developing specific projects in the strategic minerals, such as vanadium, titanium, and iron, for which markets such as China are demanding more and more of these commodities. I'll stop here if you have any further questions on our business model.
No, I think that's great, and I think it's also great that you were able to point out the diversified revenue streams. So you've got the unpolished stones, rough diamonds, as well as now this new polished gems market that you're tapping into. And listeners, if you'd like to learn more about that, there was a December 11th press release. BMIX's diamonds achieve average valuation of $5,400 per carat. So that's great news for you and the company, and it's good news for the investors, because as investors, as we know in our past audio interviews, we always appreciate when companies don't have all their eggs in one basket, if you will, having them that diversified revenue stream. Well, Mark, you're the CEO of the company as well as the chairman. Let's start with you and your background and learn about the leadership at Brazil Minerals Incorporated.
Thank you, Stuart. Brazil Minerals is really blessed with being a U.S. corporation benefiting with the transparency afforded by the U.S. capital markets. So therefore, our auditors are in the U.S., our lawyers are in the U.S. However, we have a very experienced Brazilian team that knows Brazil extremely well. So in that way, we're very different than other companies, such as many Canadian companies that operate in Brazil, where you have to go down to a very low level to get the Brazilian management that you really should see on the very top. I am someone born and raised in Brazil, fluent in Brazil's language, Portuguese, but educated at MIT and Harvard. I spent a good deal of my professional life in private equity and venture capital in the United States, and therefore I understand fully the challenges of a small company. One of the deals that I invested in as a venture capitalist and joined the board as a director in my late 20s began with a business plan, nothing more than paper, and reached a $1 billion valuation on NASDAQ. So I know it is possible, as I have witnessed that myself, to build a big company from essentially nothing. What I have done, however, is surround myself with expert people in areas that are complementary to my skill set. For instance, I brought in a terrific vice president of finance and administration, Robledo Ribeiro, who also coordinates all of our diamond operations in Brazil. He essentially grew up with diamonds in his kitchen table as his grandfather founded one of the Brazilian largest diamond mining companies. In fact, we have a great relationship with that company and learn a lot from them, saving us an enormous amount of time and effort. To facilitate things, I even put our office in the same office tower as they are located, so they are on the 12th floor, we're on the 9th floor. Additionally, he worked in private equity Brazil, so Robledo speaks the same language I speak, and he also managed several hundreds of people at restaurants owned by his family. So he has a good experience in managing people. In addition to him, I have a terrific set of geologists involved in the company, including experts in diamond and other minerals. And recently we added Fernando Vieira, one of the premier Brazilian mining engineers on the diamond level, on the diamond field. He managed operations in Angola and Brazil in all types of productions of diamond, and he is someone who can bring us to the next level on diamond production. Finally, I'd say that we have extraordinarily good accounting and controls. There is a local accounting firm that provides daily accounting for the mine operation. It is a firm that has over 300 Brazilian clients. We deal with the founder of that firm as our CPA locally. And that work is overseen by our chief accounting officer with his staff that then reports to our U.S.-based financial individuals as well as our U.S.-based auditor. We have a multi-layer system of approvals for transactions, and therefore the controls of the company are second to none, I should say.
Well, very good. Here we are in the month of December 2013, and looking back on the year as its leader, tell me what you see as some of the major milestones for the company. I know there's been great news about the company. Listeners, go back to Wednesday, October 23rd. The company announced third quarter results, revenue growth of 83%, while net burn rate diminished 43%. So that's got to be a highlight for you and the company, Mark. But give us what you see as the highlights for the company here in 2013.
Thanks, Stuart. That was clearly one of the major milestones we achieved. As the listeners might know, we have been created since a reverse merger that took effect on December 18th, 2012. So we are essentially less than 1 year old. And we've done an enormous amount in that 1 year. From zero revenues, we're now on a run rate of over $1 million annualized in revenues from rough diamonds and gold alone. As I mentioned, our potential to achieve revenues from polished diamonds is quite significant. In addition to that, the third quarter indicated that we lost, on those 3 months of the third quarter, $87,000 or so, which is less than $30,000 lost per month. So it is shrinking our losses. We would like to see that number become smaller and smaller as we go through 2014 and eventually become profitable. This is the goal of the company, to be a profitable company with the diamond and gold business that we currently have in 2014. I also would say that any of the other projects that we have, gold, titanium, vanadium, etc., are potential blockbuster projects, even when we get partners involved that would allow us to take a step back, collect royalty, collect rent on those projects, and have the partner spend the capital necessary to develop them. We're not about being a traditional mining company that would be an exploration play for some of these areas. I like a model of a company called Royal Gold. It is a royalty-based model. It is a model in which you do what's necessary to make an area interesting for a partner that has a lot more capital than you do, and that partner comes in, and you stand back with a royalty stream on that property. And so I'd like to reassure shareholders that the goal of the company is to be profitable as quickly as it possibly can. The goal of the company is to dominate the diamond trade in Latin America, and we have a huge footprint as it is right now. And furthermore, to find good partners in which we can then have several of the minerals that we're exploring developed, and mines produced out of that over time.
Excellent news, and I'm sure music to the ears of your listeners and shareholders. Well, Mark, you've done an excellent job of talking about the milestones for the company as well as pointing out the goals for the company. But let's change gears and talk about the diamond market itself and how Brazil Minerals has positioned itself within that market. You're an expert within this market. Tell us how you see the diamond market evolving in 2014.
Stuart, it is a phenomenal market. If I had known what I know today about the diamond business, I'd probably be in the diamond business many years ago. And we love it because we're producing diamonds ourselves, and we can take it from production all the way to retail if we want to. Of course, we can sell rough stones along the way. We can sell polished stones to wholesalers. But if you wanted, we could take it all the way to retail and achieve, an enormous margin on that product. I would say that it is the goal of Brazil Minerals in its future to also add, besides the colorless diamonds that we produce, or the white gems that we produce, color diamonds. To give you an idea, as I said, our cut and polished gems have a Rappaport value, Rappaport being the premier service that prices graded diamonds. Rappaport value for our initial lot, is $5,400 per carat. A color diamond, a pink, a yellow, a blue diamond from Brazil, can easily have a valuation of $500,000 per carat. And so it is quite important for Brazil Minerals in its future as wanting to be the dominant producer of diamonds of any type in Latin America to have access to color diamonds. We have received proposals from several properties that produce color diamonds, and we're analyzing those proposals in terms of joint ventures or things like that. It will be something that we're putting our private equity cap on so that it has to be accretive to shareholders. And quickly accretive to shareholders, I should say. But expect us to be in the color diamond business shortly because the margins are even better than the white color diamonds that we have today. So in a sense, learning a lot as we do this, but benefiting from the expertise that I brought on board, and it's a terrific business all around.
Well, Mark, thanks so much for your time today. Any closing thoughts or comments for the shareholders?
Well, we are super excited about the company going forward. We see a lot of potential in so many avenues. We're working incredibly hard on behalf of our shareholders, and from now on, we clearly want to keep updated shareholders as many times as necessary to allow much more information to reach them. So in addition to press releases, we're going to be doing interviews with you, hopefully on a more regular basis, and therefore would like to have shareholders really understand the amount of value that we are producing here at Brazil Minerals daily.
Very good. Well, the company does have investor relations. That's Ron Blakicki at Hanover Financial Services, area code 303-494-3617. Now, you can reach out to us here at SmallCapVoice.com and provide questions for our next audio interview with Brazil Minerals. Just send them to the host at info@smallcapvoice.com. For Mark Fogassa, Chairman and CEO of BMIX, this is Stuart Smith of SmallCapVoice.com saying thanks so much for listening.
SmallCapVoice.com, today's leader in investor relations, capital formation, and retail support, provides its clients with the highest level of service. Our audio interviews are disseminated to one of the largest opt-in audiences available today. How? We at SmallCapVoice.com believe in aligning joining and affiliating ourselves with other leaders within the investor relations community. By sharing resources, each affiliated firm is made that much stronger and each client is served that much better. Our focus is to identify and provide the very best financial services and solutions available to clients and their shareholders. For more information about our services, please call us at 512-267-2430 or visit us on the web at www.smallcapvoice.com.